hopefully they do come out.
No birds.
And I've never been here when there's been nary a bird. Never.
Well, there's a big question swirling around Portland. Where and why have the swifts gone? The annual visit of the beloved birds swirling above the chimney of Portland's Chapman Elementary captures the hearts of thousands of people each year. But as of last year, the birds are starting to change their routine. Joining us to talk more about this is Joe Liebezeit. Thank you so much for being with us today, the Conservation Director with the Bird Alliance of Oregon. So you know a lot about this. We appreciate your time.
Yeah, thanks for having me here.
A lot of people are talking about this. So what is going on with the swifts this year?
Well, after coming to the Chapman Chimney for many years in really big numbers, the swifts last year arrived around this time of year and were going in the chimney, but then their numbers tapered off, and by the middle of September they were gone. And we don't know exactly why they are moving to different places, but they are moving to different chimneys in the Portland metro area.
So we know they've arrived already this year?
Yes, there are a couple other chimneys in town that we know that we've seen several thousand birds at.
I think that was the question, was is it just a little early, or are they maybe going to come a little later this year? But it sounds like they've already arrived.
There could be more arriving, because typically they start arriving in late August, early September, and then their peak numbers are about the middle of September. So it's still kind of early. So
we don't know why this is happening. You were mentioning maybe, is it a predator issue?
Yeah, there's a couple thoughts. Well, first of all, we've been monitoring the swifts at the Chapman Chimney and other chimneys around town for many years. And we also monitor the predator activity at these chimneys. And after what happened last year, we looked at our data and we didn't see any real connection between predator activity and the number of swifts, or the swifts leaving the chimney. So we're not sure if that's a factor. It could be. We know that in other chimneys in other parts of the West Coast that has been an issue. We also, after last year, looked inside the chimney. So we went in there at the bottom of the chimney, looked up to see if there were any obstructions in the chimney. We didn't see anything. So we're not really sure what's going on, but we do know that swifts regularly do move, will sometimes abandon a chimney after spending many years using it for a roost. So we've seen that in other places around Portland, and so it's not entirely unusual. I just think it's that people have gotten used to it at Chapman, and they've been going to Chapman for many, many years in really big numbers. It's created quite a following in the area, so I think that's why a lot of us are surprised.
You were mentioning there were places people could go if they still want to see them. I know you're not publicly sharing, but what can you share with us?
Yeah, well, we had a really great situation at Chapman, because it's a very large area, a lot of grass that people can sit, and we had worked out an agreement with the community and with Portland Public Schools on the best ways people could enjoy going there without disrupting things. So we're just asking people, once you find out about these roosts, there's probably going to be many ways to find out, social media and things, that there are roosts around that are active. We recommend people use public transportation, use their bicycles, or walk to these chimneys. What we're seeing is that Chapman had so many swifts in it in previous years. What we're seeing is that since not many birds are going, or no birds are going there, there's more chimneys in town where we're seeing birds, but not as many at each chimney, but still enough to be interesting to see. So, we want people to enjoy that, but, be respectful of the private landowners that these chimneys are hosting, and, pick up your trash and things like that. So, yeah.
Something that's interesting we talked about earlier was that there are things people can do if they want to support these birds, not just swifts, but all birds. Can you talk about that?
Yeah, well, with swifts in particular, they historically have used hollowed out old growth trees for roosting and for nesting. And with the loss of a lot of our old growth and mature forests in Oregon and in the Northwest, they've had to switch to using other types of things, like these human structures, these chimneys. So what we can do is help preserve these chimneys. And a great example of that is at Chapman, where many years ago, we helped, the Bird Alliance of Oregon helped fund getting the chimney restored, and just for the swifts themselves. So for current owners of chimneys, we encourage them to keep them open so the swifts can use them. If you have an active furnace in them, please don't use them until the swifts leave. Yeah, those are the kind of things that you can do. And if you're a residential homeowner, you can swifts will come to your chimney and nest there, just usually 2 birds during the breeding season earlier in the summer. It's okay, they're not going to damage your chimney, and we love to hear stories about people that are excited about swifts using their home chimneys for nesting.
It's interesting. So they won't actually do any damage in your chimney?
No.
Yeah, good to know. Okay, we're out of time. Thanks so much for being with us, Joe. I really appreciate your time today.
Yeah, thanks so much.
Hopefully people will get another glimpse of the swifts, maybe just in a different way now moving forward. Well, thanks so much for watching. A reminder, you can stream Straight Talk on your own schedule anytime. You can download the free KGW Plus app, available now on Roku, Apple TV, and Fire TV. Have a great week. We'll see you back next week here on Straight Talk.